This is going to be a big one. Out of all the new Famicom games I discovered last year, this is probably the one I was most excited about. I have to confess, I'm using an emulator and a patched ROM for these. I doubt my Japanese is good enough to play them in the original language. So Shadowbrain was released on Famicom in 1990, developed by Cytron and published by Pony Canyon. Also, yeah, that's the music I was using for my title cards. I thought it was kind of cool. Speaking of the music, the composers were Nobuyuki Onogi, longtime composer for Namco, many of their early classic games including Pole Position, Galaga, Tardraga, and a couple entries in the Wizardry series. And Toshihiko Takamizawa did vocals and guitar for the rock band The Alfie, and also performed on a bunch of music for the infamous Tokusatsu series Ultraman on some of its various incarnations. Back on Shadowbrain, it's a dungeon crawler in the style of Might and Magic Wizardry, where it takes place in first person and you wander around towns and dungeons fighting enemies to get money for new upgrades, usual RPG stuff. This one's a little bit different because instead of a fantasy setting, this one is set in the future, straight out of something like Shadowrun or Cyberpunk. Like the tabletop series that inspired that recent release, Cyberpunk 2077. The game also comes with a VHS cassette which details the story. I'll have a link in the description that'll give you the general gist of the story, some clips from it, although the subtitles are a little bit Englishy. The short version seems to involve an apocalypse, a young computer whiz, and a virtual idol girl. So you're basically wandering around town here, fighting enemies. You don't start with any weapons, but if you're careful, you can eventually stumble onto a weapon and armor shop to buy some upgrades, which as you'll see will make things a lot easier. Some of the shops in the game include a pharmacy to buy items to restore your hit points naturally, though the shop interface is a little bit clunky and they don't take kindly to window shoppers. So remember that card is the option you want if you want to buy anything with. Luckily you start out with 500 credits, so you should be able to arm yourself to better fight off the enemies. The game definitely has me hooked. Really want to sit down and try to finish the rest of it at some point. Really enjoying what I've seen so far. So if you love JRPGs in the style of Might and Magic or Wizardry, but want a more sci-fi twist, I think Shadowbrain is just the game. As for next time, Famicom conversion of a Mac game I saw on my high school's computers, so look forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.